We're here in Austin, Texas. I'm taking you to some of the best barbecue spots in Austin and arguably Texas. Austin's been a heavy hitter in the barbecue scene in Texas since like the early 2000s, the aughts.
The naughties, as we say in the UK.
The what?
The naughties?
Why would you call them the naughties?
Because another word for zero is like naught.
No, it isn't.
It is in the UK.
We go aughts.
Naughties is way more fun.
So I'm never saying that.
Sure. You don't want to get naughty with me, Joe?
Okay, between the year 2000 and 2010, at some point in that decade, whatever we're calling it, the naughties, Austin kind of had this like, I don't know, resurgence implies that it happened before, I think.
Yeah.
So surgence.
Surgeons.
Yeah, barbecue places. And now today, Austin is one of the best barbecue cities in Texas, and that's why we were here.
Okay, I'm very excited.
Yeah, you ready to eat?
Very much so.
All right, let's get started. Harry,
Joe,
what's going on with this shirt, man?
do you not like the shirt?
Hey, you look like you just came from Vice City.
I have this thing where I buy all my clothes from like Uniqlo or Marks and Spencer's and they're very plain, so I'm trying to jazz it up for you. It's,
Nice.
for your benefit, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, thank you for taking your time off from selling DVD players in Queens to join me here in Austin. Interstellar Barbecue. You can see the logo back there. This location right here in 2021 in Texas Monthly's every 4-year best barbecue in Texas list. Interstellar, number 2 on the list.
Number 2.
Second only to Goldie's, which we went to in our Dallas-Fort Worth episode.
I like the vibe in here, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Just looking at the menu, seems a little less traditional than some of the places that we've been to so far. There's some flavors on the menu that excite me. I've seen duck on the menu already.
They have taken over the parking lot. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 of their own offset smokers out there. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, in Austin, although every place you're going to does things slightly differently, I want to get a good baseline of what we're going to be trying. So at each place, we're going to do the holy trinity of barbecue. Okay, yeah, actually, bring it closer to me. Okay. Brisket.
For the people at home.
Down here is going to be sausage.
Sausage.
And over here, ribs.
Perfect.
Right there. Okay, perfect.
Brisket, sausage, ribs.
Yeah. And then we're going to get a few sides, a few specialties that each place does. They're going to be opening in a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get us some food. Ready to eat, buddy?
I'm very ready. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's go, baby.
Stop dancing.
I can't. It's my excitement dance. Look at that, man.
Not to lose my mind. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you kidding me?
I mean,
right?
I
They
mean-
opened the doors 15 seconds ago. You can see the line behind us. Typical Guys Place is about to get mobbed. Dude, how lucky are we? First barbecue of the day, just by looks alone. This is absolutely incredible. This is so amazing. Okay, so here's what we got. Brisket, of course, we're getting the
course.
brisket. Frito pie sausage. I already see all the bits of the good stuff in there. Sausage looks incredible.
Yeah.
Over here we have the peach tea glazed pork belly,
yeah.
ridiculous. A duck confit, that is a special today. We got the beef ribs right over here. Scallop potatoes, and a South Texas pork hash.
Just from the eye test, you can see this isn't the most traditional barbecue that we've had so far.
Okay.
I'm seeing the beef ribs with the chimichurri on them.
Yep.
The fact that there is a duck leg on the menu.
Amazing.
The glaze on that looks so
It's
good.
it's just like if I close my eyes, I can still see it. Like when you look at the sun, it's like it's that bright and beautiful, right? Does that make sense?
Shining,
Yeah,
gleaming,
it's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
wow, whoa, goodness.
But then
Yeah.
also, the brisket does look pretty classic. I mean, you're in Texas, you're serving brisket, you're serving barbecue. It's got to be what people expect and what people come to want from Texas barbecue. I
My
suppose.
hands are shaking. I want to eat this
Gonna
so
eat?
bad.
Should we dive in?
So I think we should dive in.
The brisket test,
First things first, let's get in that brisket.
straight through there again. The tenderness.
Okay,
of
so
this
already the tenderness
is ridiculous.
is incredible.
Cheers.
Cheers, my man. Absolutely perfect.
Great bark on it.
Oh yeah, the bark is incredible.
On the slightly saltier side, not overly salty.
Yeah,
get-
pepper, but yes, there's like the garlic in there as well, which is a really nice touch. Perfect consistency. Nice, soft, juicy, succulent, dare I say.
And in that sweet spot of like, yeah, it melts, but like there's a chew to it.
Yeah.
It's got some bite.
We saw them earlier working out there doing that. You like the taste of the wood, the taste of that smoke in there is like just perfectly complements the meat so well. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess we could do
Work our way around
okay.
clockwise.
Wanna do sausage. Let's do a sausage already.
These are chunky, man.
Serious snap. A Frito pie. So if it has,
Frito pie.
I'm assuming obviously chunks of Fritos in it.
Cheese in there as well.
Yeah, I think beans. What we got in there? Yeah, oh yeah.
Can I do this all in one? Yeah. Oh.
I mean, after this trip, can you seriously go back to London and enjoy a sausage, knowing what we're doing in sausage over here in America? I think you guys got so comfortable in your sausageness of just having it all the time, you felt like, we got this figured out. There's no way you're eating sausage this good in the UK.
People aren't getting that creative. I think you are right on that. People aren't as creative with their sausages in the UK. For the most part, we have our standards and we stick to them. That's so good. You really taste the Fritos, right?
Yeah. You didn't even know what a Frito was before you got here.
I know.
The inventiveness to take the flavor profile of something that people do see in barbecue a lot, a Frito pie, and I'm going to go the sausage route, and then make something that is arguably the best sausage and arguably the best Frito pie I've ever had. What the team's doing here is being inventive in all the right ways, right?
It's easy to do invention for the sake of invention,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's what this is. Like,
it's
it's
fantastic.
invention that in like a very loving way that kind of honors what it's
Yeah.
inventing, I suppose, or like reinventing.
Speaking of which,
I really want to try this pork belly, man. This looks crazy.
peach tea glaze. What a brilliant idea.
It's like thick. That's peachy.
That's amazing. With the pork belly we've had, I think the sweetness has been derived more from like a sweet barbecue sauce. Or, obviously it's barbecue, but like this is the first time that pork belly or anything we've had, the sweetness has been derived from a specific fruit.
Yes.
In this case,
Yeah.
peach and tea.
That's so good.
And oh my god, yeah.
Well, I think in general, sweet and salty or sweet and savory is such a good flavor combination. I love it. In the UK, we have like pork and apple sauce. Is that a thing you guys do?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like an established flavor pairing, but with that kind of Texas twang on it, you know? Texas twist. I know we've got so much more to eat today, but this is so tasty.
Man, this is trouble, this place.
More people need to cook pork belly. I feel like it's still an underappreciated cut of beef.
Yeah.
Beef, pork. More people
I
need to
think
cook.
pork belly's pork.
Yeah.
I think.
The amount of fat in there, I think, scares some people.
Yeah.
But if you cook it like this, that like low and slow, give it that love,
Yeah.
that fat just melts in your mouth.
So great. So great. I mean, we went back in for seconds for that. I mean, that tells you everything, right? Little duck confits. Now, do you know what makes the confits?
Firstly, I know you don't pronounce the T. It's duck confit. It's French.
So, they don't say teas over in France?
Not really. So confit,
Yeah, you're right. I guess they don't.
no.
They call it the Eiffel Hour.
Arc de Triomphe, yeah. Confit is where you basically take a piece of meat, like in this case duck,
Yeah.
and you kind of like slowly cook it in its own fat.
Yeah.
It's a very gentle cook, so you end up with this really like
Yeah.
flaky, tender meat. I saw this on the specials board and was like, we gotta get this.
Wow. This is a special today? Right?
Oh man.
Oh, tough to get this on the menu permanently, but they did. Wow.
Duck in general, slightly trickier piece of meat to work with.
Uh-huh.
So the fact that they've taken it, put it on a barbecue menu, which I don't think is common at all,
Yeah.
and have something that delicious with it, it's so good.
All right. We got our beef ribs.
Even these looking the same. I love a good chimichurri. Oh yeah. Oh man.
Every time we eat something, I'm like, I think that's the best thing we've had.
Yeah.
And now that I had that, like, I think that's the best thing
I
we've
immediately
had.
just forget the previous.
Yeah. Wow.
That chimichurri is so like garlicky and fresh.
Yeah, and it pairs with this succulent meat perfectly. All right, so we did the protein tour.
Yep.
And so far, everything was fantastic. We got sides.
We do have
Why don't we
sides.
start with the scalloped potatoes, because those are a permanent menu installation.
Ooh, yeah, I like smoky.
And now I'm like, that might be the best thing we've had here. It's so incredible, those potatoes.
That's so good. So rich and creamy. You get the smoke flavor as well, right?
Yes. And here's the thing, they're not too rich or too creamy. That is the thing I want to point out, that as difficult as it is to do this, the restraint, the perfection, the dialed in flavors, everything has such a perfectly rich, full, considered flavor, but nothing is too overwhelming, nothing is like too in your face. This is the,
South Texas style hash.
yep. Right? Fantastic.
Oh, that's so rich.
They're really good. Really good.
A little bit of heat.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of spice to it.
This is a serious plate of barbecue.
I'm loving this, dude. I'm loving this.
Man.
I could stay here all day and rip on you in that shirt.
My chickens.
I think the drapes in my great aunt's house.
Your great aunt sounds like she has incredible style.
Did you buy that online?
No, in store. I tried it on and was like, yeah, this is the one.
And the guy at the store said you were the only one who could pull it off?
The only guy he's ever seen pull it off.
That's really good.
It actually cost like $1,000 because the pattern's so complicated as well.
It's okay, yeah. All right, well, this was fantastic, but we got more barbecue to hit, so ready to go?
I have saved some room. Let's go eat.
Let's do it. Did you ever see the movie Interstellar?
I did. The first time I ever watched it was on a plane.
That's the way to watch it, baby. That's the way to watch it. With the headphones they give you?
Yeah.
I do that too.
Terrible
I think
audio.
a point to do that, yeah.
Terrible quality. And it was, I felt kind of like I was Matthew McConaughey, you know, when he's like hurtling through space, watching the video messages from his daughter. Have you seen the movie?
I have seen it, but I wasn't paying attention.
No, okay.
I was on my phone for most of it, but it looked like it was pretty good. Stop to Franklin Barbecue. Of course I took you to Franklin Barbecue. Of course I took you here.
Come on.
Our Franklin Barbecue run by Aaron and Stacy Franklin, hence the name Franklin Barbecue. The constantly mentioned in this series Texas Monthly Best Barbecue list. In 2013, number 1. 2017, and number 2. Right?
Yeah.
That's 8 years of being in the top 2.
Hell of a run.
They have won a James Beard Award. Jimmy B even was...
Big Beardy.
Yeah, unbelievable. Also, did you know the reason it's called the James Beard Award is because the guy who would initially go and do the rankings wanted to go incognito, so he wore a fake beard?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm willing to believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds true.
Yeah, it sounds true. It's believable.
We saw the line in front, and there was no way I was going to wait on it for 3 hours. So real barbecue heads in Austin know that, yes, you can wait in line forever if you want, or you can do what I did, what is put in a pre-order. You can do it up to 40 days ahead of time, and just come here, sit at the picnic tables, go get it, let them know that you're here, and eat whenever you arrive.
It's a hot day. I'm very glad you did that because, yeah, that line is long. The demand is high.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Fantastic.
Oh, the room.
My goodness.
Some utensils for you.
Oh, wow. So
Perfect.
generous. Thank
Incredible.
you very
Yeah.
much.
Well, this is certainly a plate of barbecue.
They hooked us up here, buddy. They hooked
really
us
did.
up. You know, we got the brisket, we got ribs, little pulled pork, turkey, sausage, potato salad, and coleslaw. Plenty of picks, plenty of raw onion. Got them beans.
My beloved baked beans.
And half a loaf of bread. They said this was for 2 people. I don't know which 2 they were referring to. Certainly not you or I.
Matt Stoney and Joey Chestnut, maybe
Yeah.
some competitive eating crew.
This is amazing. What do you think? First impressions?
I mean, it looks incredible.
Yep.
These ribs, like the coating that they've got on those ribs, the amount of juice that's just like seeping out of them.
Yep.
Wow, wow, wow.
Also, Table has got their own type of sauce.
sauce.
They got the original, they got the spicy, you got the vinegar one down there. I want to start with the brisket, but I feel that this brisket, you should know, is like the brisket that arguably started the barbecue renaissance here in Austin, Texas. Okay, so Franklin known for a lot of things, but when it comes to brisket, this guy's like a brisket scientist. So many very minute details that he pours over in his cookbooks to really dial in getting the brisket perfect. Even goes so far as to cut it in a certain way or get a certain shaped one, and like leans in the aerodynamics of how the hot air off the offset smoker goes over it for the cook. I mean, he gets granular in more than one way.
He literally wrote the book on brisket then.
He literally, arguably 2 books.
2 books on brisket.
All right.
I mean, I didn't even use a fork there. I'm sorry if that's bad manners. I just pulled, and a little bit of give,
Yeah,
but then bang.
this
Look
looks
at
pretty
that.
incredible, right?
The smoke ring on that.
That's unbelievable. His attention to the smoking, the wood, the heat, the time, everything. It's so dialed into absolute perfection, that brisket, right?
He's really cracked the code. That is so good. That is on, I would say, like the butterier side of briskets that we've had so far. Melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Little bit of chew on the edge around the kind of like smoke ring bark area. Really tasty. We're, like one of the smokier briskets as well, I think, that we've had.
Okay.
I think for me, at least, when I try that one, the flavor of the smoke is much more prominent than it has been in some of the other ones, which
Absolutely.
personally I really like.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a fantastic brisket.
So obviously Franklin's is doing some of the best brisket
Yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah.
But like, was there a point where brisket became a real Texas thing? Because I feel like it hasn't always been the case.
Yeah, like what happened was when, first of all, brisket was always a meat that Jewish, especially Ashkenazi Jews, could have because it adhered to their dietary restrictions. So smoking brisket was already a thing with them. And then when all those immigrants came over to America and found that beef was so readily available, especially here in Texas, they just started selling smoked brisket in delis as early as like the 1900s.
Oh, wow. I know traditionally it's like being a sort of cheaper cut of meat because it's perceived as tougher.
Yep.
And there's a lot of that like intramuscular fat.
Right, but that's actually the key to why brisket's so good. Slow cooked at least. So cooked over a very low and slow fire over hours, that very tough connectivity tissue that's in the brisket that people would always be like, it's too tough to I guess, just straight up slice and cook.
Yeah.
All that connectivity tissue and fat, it melts and soaks into the meat, and that's why, part of the reason why it gets that like really buttery consistency. And while you're doing that, you're also smoking it, the flavors of the wood slowly absorb into it, just making this perfect collision of butteriness, smokiness, delicious meat.
It really does feel like the perfect way to utilize a cut of meat like that.
Exactly.
They figured it out.
They figured it out. Pulled pork. This might be the first one we've had on this
Yeah.
trip.
A little fork full of that.
Oh, wow. Really good, too. Okay. Oh, but this one has more of like a vinegariness to it. I think they added some of the sauce to it.
Maybe. Yeah, definitely more of a tang.
Yeah, more of a tang. Want to try a little bit of sausage?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
The amount of like juice and fat that's been left on this paper as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. Right. I noticed that the meat isn't as coarse. It's a finer grain, which is really nice.
Yeah, super smooth and
yeah.
homogeneous.
Yeah. But like aftertaste, like it's not that spicy, but it has a little.
Little
something in there. Yeah, nice.
That's really flavorful. One of the more like I don't know, the flavor of the pork really comes through on that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible. These ribs are calling my name here, buddy.
They really are.
You want to try them?
So much fun.
Grab one. I mean, look at. I mean, these are like. The color on this is unreal. So this is definitely a place where they're doing the classics to the highest standards.
Based on what we've tasted and seen so far. Just peel the rib. Yeah, that is a tender rib.
A tender rib. So Aaron, also, I think it was for like PBS or WTTW, did a series of barbecue videos. And one thing he said, at least in the brisket one, because I've watched it a bunch of times, is he says I don't know if this is attributed to him or where he got the phrase from, but he goes, "Looking ain't cooking." To say like, I think that he's even like so scientific about it. Like, he doesn't want people even like opening the thing to check on it, because even letting that heat out will affect. So the tenderness of all this meat, just from a guy who understands how important that is, to the fact that he's like, look as minimal as possible, because just open to check on it is compromising that texture, that flavor, that smoke absorption, all that stuff.
It's like when you make Yorkshire pudding in the UK.
Cannot relate at all.
Relies on steam to rise. So if you open the oven to check on it, it actually like makes it sink and ends up with a way worse product. So you have to trust yourself. You will right, I've made the batter right, temperature's good. I can leave it for 20 minutes. It's going to be beautiful.
I'm sure the James Beard award-winning chefs will hear that and be like, yeah, just like a Yorkshire pudding.
Exactly like a Yorkshire pudding, yeah.
Hey, it's going to rain soon and we're outside, so,
Yeah.
ooh, but I like that cool breeze.
Cool breeze.
Let's go ahead and
is
try
nice.
some of this. I was going to do the potato salad.
I'm taking some turkey. We can diverge.
I don't know.
Oh man,
That's very good.
best turkey we've had so far, hands down. Get a middle piece,
Okay.
super juicy. Oh
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, you're not kidding.
smoky. Got like a bark even on the turkey.
So delicious.
You want to try one of the barbecue sauces?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they have their own. I might make a little taco thing.
Oh, yeah.
Texas taco.
Yeah, this, a
Grab
little
yourself
bit
some brisket.
of the brisket. This might have been too much.
No such thing as too much brisket, man.
This, and then I'm going to go onions for mine.
Oh yeah. Remember
Try the original one.
McSorley's with the raw onions?
Yeah,
that really
that's right.
changed my life.
That did. It was, yeah.
I've been undervaluing raw onion
Yeah.
for so long.
All right, here we go.
Get a little bump of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, you've heard about it for years.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's honestly living up to the hype.
You get
I
it.
think from a kind of like textbook Texas barbecue perspective, this is kind of it, isn't it?
This is kind of it. Yes. How you feel? You notice anything different between Austin barbecue versus Dallas?
I wouldn't say I've seen many drastic differences. The kind of most different thing I've seen is the difference between like this and Interstellar, to be honest.
Okay.
In terms of, that was a lot more like new school versus old school.
Yeah.
But broadly speaking, I think the traditional elements have been broadly the same. The brisket, like everywhere, honestly, has been really good. And yeah, like subtle differences in the ribs, the tenderness has changed slightly. The seasonings and the rubs and the sauces have changed slightly. But the fundamentals everywhere have been really great. And I'm having a great time so far.
We got one more place today. I want you to check out another Austin institution. Ready to head out?
I am.
You got room for one more?
I think so, yeah. We can do one more.
Let's do it.
It is a hot one today, huh?
It's really hot, and people have been lining up.
What's like the longest you've ever waited in line for something?
Oh, God. I'm sure, I mean, you know what? Here's why I think I don't like lines. Because when we would go to, like, amusement parks as a kid, and I sort of remember the roller coasters, but I distinctly remember standing in line in July, no shade, just surrounded by sweaty strangers.
Baking.
I think that's where my aversion of standing in line came from. All right, barbecue. You know, first president of the United States, George Washington, big barbecue head, being from Virginia. In 1793, when the cornerstone of the Capitol building was laid down, he celebrated by barbecuing a 500-pound ox.
God damn. That's a big old ox. How many people do you think you can feed with one of those?
I have no idea. He was serving the crowd and probably was going on for a while, but that's part of the reason why barbecue in America eventually became more of like this celebratory food.
So barbecue is literally in the foundations of the Capitol building. That's how American it is.
That's how American it is, yeah. Good point. We got one more place to go to today, and then we're hitting the final spot tomorrow. So
Sure.
pretty much restaurant-wise, we're halfway through. How you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm glad that we're getting another break because I think doing 2 more today might kill me.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man, well, it's gonna rain, and I'm gonna sound like a dad. We need it.
Oh boy, do we need
Oh
it.
boy, do we need this rain. I'm sweating. I don't know if it's the heat or the meat, but it is hot, and I am woof. Last stop of the day, Terry Black's Barbecue, where brisket is king, according to the sign literally over your shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The pattern of your shirt and the post behind you covered in stickers is kind of like, they're both equally as distracting, so I feel like it's drawing focus back and forth. I don't know what to pay attention to. So
I'll put some like Subway Surfers clips up here just to like keep you focused.
The floating knife that's a cutting the sand or whatever. Yeah, that'd be really great. One thing that I should point about Terry Black's and why I wanted to come here is when it comes to like Yelp and TripAdvisor, this one always is like towards the top of the list, if not the top.
Okay.
You know, this is like the people's champ.
Nice.
Also, the reason I'm here because there's a little bit of a family drama. It's gonna spill some sweet tea, if I may.
Some Texas tea.
One of the oldest barbecue restaurants in the world, possibly, definitely the United States, Black's Barbecue, is open and operating, right?
Got it.
Edgar Black starts it back in 1932-ish, right? Barbecue dynasty, this place is, okay? A few generations later, eventually we come across Mike and Mark Black, great-grandchildren of the original Edgar Black. They learned how to barbecue from Edgar Jr., their grandfather. At some point, they look around at what's happening, like 2014, they're like, you know, we're not down with how this restaurant or how it's going now. They said something to the extent of like, if our grandfather could see this, he would not be very happy with it. And they're like, you know what? We're splitting up and starting our own thing. So they try to do another Black's Barbecue, in which the family that was still running Black's Barbecue is like, nah, dog.
No.
So they eventually call it Terry Black's.
Okay.
And it is doing very well. They got spots in Lockhart, Waco, Dallas, and here in Austin, where we are.
There we go. Okay, I think I follow.
Yeah.
A lot of family drama, healing the emotional wounds with barbecue.
Yeah. One thing this place is known for are their beef ribs. Now, beef ribs are usually a Texas barbecue staple on Sundays. Terry Black's doing it every day. I am going to go order them.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah!
Here we go, man. Last
Are you
one.
kidding me? This plate,
Look
dude.
at that. Beautiful.
Hang on, let me get this out of the way.
The size of the rib.
Texas. And what do you think of this plate?
This plate looks ridiculous. The
size of
size
ribs.
of this beef rib, we've had
Yeah.
beef short ribs before.
Sure.
Is this just a straight up beef rib? Nothing short about this beef rib.
Yeah, right? Isn't that fun?
Goodness me, man. That's enormous. It looks amazing. The colors on here, gorgeous. A couple of cornbread muffins?
Yeah, cornbread first time it's shown up since
Yeah.
we got out here.
More
Which
like a-
surprised, because cornbread I thought was like gonna be a staple of barbecue, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen them.
I guess more in Texas it's like a white bread situation rather than
Apparently.
cornbread. Not bad about it.
Apparently.
Bit of variety at this point is
Yep,
very
yep.
welcome after several days of eating barbecue.
All right, where do you want to start?
I feel like we've been starting with the brisket for the most part. There is a slice of brisket lurking
Let's
under
get
here.
it. Finish the part right off.
Yeah, like you really
Comes
do not
right
need.
off.
You just don't need cutlery, do you?
Says brisket is king, and I believe it. You know that actor Glenn Powell?
I do, yeah. Of Top Gun Maverick and Twisters fame.
He's a Texas guy. He has a dog. You know what he named his dog?
Food tours.
Close. Brisket.
Close enough.
Yeah. It's interesting that we've gone to so many places where they're like, yo, our brisket is the thing.
Yeah.
And everyone does it kind of differently, but as equally as delicious. I'm thinking with this one, I mean, pulling apart, really soft, juicy, the flavor of the bark, amazing. When they were cutting it and just doing like a little squeeze so the juice is just pouring out of it. So amazing.
It's another one that I would say is on the like firmer side as far as brisket goes.
Sure.
Which again, I personally kind of like. It tastes a bit more like you're eating a steak.
We got two types of ribs here, okay? We got the pork and we got the beef. Which one you want to try first?
Maybe try pork.
Okay.
Go like beef pork.
Yeah. Every other one.
Or alternate a little bit.
Yeah. Right, already, and it's feeling pretty.
Okay,
It's
okay.
feeling pretty loose.
Pretty tender.
Uh-huh. Incredible. Staying closer on the rib, closer to what you like.
A little bit, yeah. Didn't fall straight off the bone. Franklin like
Yeah,
dived
it
off the
just
bone.
fell
Like,
off.
went flying, man.
Yeah. I do think the bark in that's particularly excellent. Right?
Yeah, very well seasoned. A lot of black pepper there. Don't know if there's too much else going on, but again, like, it doesn't really need it that
Yeah,
much.
it's really nice. They definitely, I feel like with everyone being like, oh, we're doing black pepper and kosher salt, you would think like, oh man, like it's going to be really salty. But actually, no, they're pretty generous with the coarse black pepper. And also complements the fact that you're eating such a rich, fatty, delicious cut of meat. The black pepper really grounds it and it gives it that amazing flavor.
I think if you like see them seasoning it, it looks like they're putting a lot of salt on things,
Uh-huh.
particularly when it comes to the brisket, like
Yeah.
a heavy layer of salt going on.
Yeah.
But then if you actually think about it, brisket is a very thick, dense cut of meat,
Okay.
and a lot of what happens to that salt is that it actually gets absorbed and kind of goes all the way throughout the meat. It's not like you're just getting that layer of pure salt on top. It's easy to look at them seasoning and go, all I'm gonna be able to taste is salt, it's gonna burn my mouth. Not the case at all. It's a big piece of meat, it can take a lot of seasoning.
All right. Want to go to the big beef boy?
Looks pretty tender to me, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, look at this. Let's go.
Look how juicy that is, holy moly.
Oh my God. I could roll up here and just grab one of these to go. Work on this on the walk back. That's so delicious.
One hand on the steering wheel, one hand on a rib.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Sausage.
Yeah, man. Thanks, sir.
Oh yeah. The cheddar and the jalapeno. Really good sausage.
You got the cheddar, man. You got the cheddar. The guy said they're making the sausages in-house.
Yeah.
It's a pork beef blend. You get the jalapeno. A little bit of heat to it. A little bit of heat to it. I want to try and double cornbread, creamed corn.
Mad Brit over here.
Not worked at all. This is just falling apart. Oh no.
Messy made. That's corn on corn action.
It's corny. Good cornbread though.
Nice.
A little bit sweet, a little bit corny.
Yeah. Cream corn. Underrated, you know? Would like to see it on the plate more.
Is it not common these days?
I mean, I feel like I don't see it that often.
Bit,
Maybe
bit
it's
more like a grandma side.
Yeah, maybe there's like a cream corn resurgence happening. Remember a couple years ago, suddenly Brussels sprouts were everywhere again because they're like roasting them, you know?
Yeah.
Like with the sea salt or whatever. I was like, oh, Brussels sprouts.
I'm glad about that. We finally found a way to make them taste
Yeah,
good.
yeah, maybe cream corn's not going to come back. This ain't your grandma's creamed corn.
New creamed corn.
Yeah. I'm curious if we can ever make our way to Black's Barbecue and see what exactly they're doing here that Black's deemed that they weren't going to do. Wouldn't it be funny if it was the creamed corn? They were
Really?
like, we're like,
No.
On the cob or nothing. Creamed, you're out of the family.
That was what caused the rift, which is they wanted to make cream
No, it's creamed.
score.
It's like you're gone. Don't even think about taking.
How dare you? Again, I feel like a pretty traditional place.
Yep.
They've got those Lockhart origins.
Yes.
They're staying pretty true to
I'm
that.
glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So we did a Lockhart place in our Dallas. Mm-hmm. How do you see the Lockhart influence on this plate versus other places we've gone to today?
I think I do, yeah, in terms of they're not trying anything too flashy.
Yeah.
It is very classic, like old school German Czech meat market
Yeah.
style food. Comes on the paper, you
Yeah.
get napkins. They do have sauce, but I feel like it doesn't really need sauce. You know?
I feel that especially both the ribs,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it's just a coincidence, but they remind me a lot of how the ribs were done at Lockhart Smokehouse in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's just a style choice or if that is reminiscent of the actual Lockhart barbecue.
Yeah, I think that might just be like that Lockhart tribute. You know?
Yeah.
Like Lockhart is where a lot of the barbecue history has come from,
Yeah.
and they want to preserve that.
Yeah. It's interesting to preserve a barbecue tradition from a different city. People in Austin were like, we're sick of everyone going to Lockhart. We're going to start our own thing. It's really popular. Like, it's so popular that a Lockhart place comes here and is like, yo, don't forget about us. Yeah, so Terry's is definitely holding it down.
Any highlights for you? What's jumping out?
Oh, the rib, the beef rib. The brisket, incredible. It is king, certainly here, but the beef rib, that's the thing. I'd be like, anyone who comes here has to get the beef rib. Without question. The brisket, also amazing. Love the sausage, love the sides, but that is maybe the best beef rib we've had on this trip because it's shown up more than once, right?
Yeah, a couple. I liked the Interstellar beef rib with the chimichurri, but
Yeah.
I think in terms of just the meat,
Oh, I
this one
forgot
actually,
about that one.
this
Oh,
one actually might be
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
If I could take the chimichurri from Interstellar,
Okay.
put it on this beef
That'd
rib,
have something.
would be cooking.
That'd have
that.
something.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God!
would be
Then
cooking
you have to start your own place.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna start Stella Terry's. I'm serving this beef rib with the with the chimichurri.
You have to get sued by everyone.
Both are gonna sue me,
Go yeah, get sued by all of them. So as you are aware, today is Friday.
Yes.
Jumping on a Friday, and I got one more place to take you, but it's not open today. It's only open on Saturday.
Okay, so go home, have a horrible meat nap, and then I'll see you in the morning.
Wake up bright and early and ready to eat even more meat.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
It's 7:45 a.m. in Texas. How you feeling, man? We're on our way to our next barbecue spot. You ready to do some eating?
I'm feeling okay, but like, why have we up so early? Because I'm not a morning person. We've established this.
Well, we have one more barbecue spot to hit at our Best in Austin episode. And for this one, we got to go a little bit outside of Austin to Lexington, Texas. We're going to Snow's Barbecue. What do you know about Snow's?
I've actually heard of Snows before. Yeah, I've seen them on Netflix before, I think.
That's right. Chef's Table did a whole episode dedicated to Snow's, and with good reason. In 2008 and 2017, Texas Monthly Magazine said this was the best barbecue in Texas. And in the middle there, I think in 2013, they came in second to Franklin's. The New Yorker, a publication Texans love, said that Snow's is the best barbecue in Texas.
Okay. It's a lot of high praise. It almost makes it worth getting up at 6 a.m. to go and eat it.
It's only open one day a week, today's Saturday. You gotta get in line just like everybody else. Same deal. When they open the doors, they've made a finite amount of briskets and ribs and all that stuff, and when it's gone, it is gone. It's definitely a tailgating spot. We, of course, did not bring any chairs.
No, we did not.
So not only are we getting up early, we're also standing. You excited for some standing?
Two of my favorite things,
All
waking
right.
up early and standing up. So yeah,
Right.
I can't wait.
We'll be there in about an hour, buddy. Get ready. Here we are, buddy. Snow's Barbecue, Lexington, Texas. This is like the barbecue spot in Texas. You saw the line was pretty long. People waiting hours just to get a table here. We, of course, did not.
We've got a lot more spots to hit, so I'm very glad that they did that.
I stood in line just to get the experience. I waited about 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I got it. And then we walked on up in here. So they're fixing us up a plate of a lot of good stuff. Here's one thing I want to distinguish between Snow's here versus other places we've gone to. Yes, the brisket and the ribs are cooked in the offset style cooker, but a lot of the other meats are actually cooked over coals.
Okay, old school pit cooking.
Pitmaster Tootsie, who's been doing this forever. That is a clearly departure from a lot of the other stuff we've had for this video, and I have the whole time we've been in Texas. Oh my God.
That is for you.
This is unbelievable. Thank you so much, guys.
welcome.
This looks perfect. Thank you so very much. What do you think of the plate, my man? Snow's Barbecue.
I think it speaks volumes that it's like 9 a.m. and I'm super, super excited to
Yeah,
eat
this looks unbelievable. Hook up with the
insane.
ribs, the sausage, the brisket, obviously, chicken, another pork shoulder. You saw her in the, she was mopping.
Yeah.
She was doing the
mop
sauce
on the
mop.
pit.
So Tootsie, the pitmaster there, is not deviating at all from their technique. Been doing this the whole time. And I think it's worked out pretty well. It's now mixing it up.
The awards speak for themselves.
Do you want to start with a little brisket here?
Absolutely, man. Let's do it. We have like a
I can just
little
like,
bit of the.
I'm going. I'm so hungry.
Cheers, man. It's like candy, meat candy.
We got here at a little after 8.
Yep.
Line was already wrapped around the building. We talked to some people that have been in line since 5 a.m. When we got here, they queued up for it. So, and I mean, Texas barbecue's changed my mind. There are some things worth waiting in line for.
Yep. One of the best, if not the best briskets that I've tried on this trip so far. Nothing crazy going on with the seasoning, but it's just that classic Central Texas salt, pepper, bark.
Yeah. What you can taste is the expertise. You can taste the care that's gone into making this unbelievable brisket.
Get a bit of purely just the fat.
Yeah.
Even just a mouthful of that fat still has so much beef and smoke flavor to it. That's ridiculous.
I'm going to do next.
I'm gonna grab a rib.
Perfect consistency. Flavor falling apart as you go in on it.
Bone comes clean out.
These ribs are so tender, you don't need teeth.
No,
How are they doing this? This is unbelievable.
super, super good. It has like almost more of like a ham flavor to it, like a really good like smoked ham.
Okay. It absolutely captured the essence of the meat with the slow roasting and the wood choice. This, perfect.
It's just gone. That's
Right?
rubbish.
Well, wow.
I've got more to try. I want to try some of this pork. Cooked over direct heat.
Okay. Ooh, I got an M piece. This was recommended to me by someone coming out of the line.
Yeah?
A fan. I came here with his wife said,
There you go.
try it.
See, with the direct heat, like you get that kind of crust on the outside, you know.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The direct heat, it gives it like this caramelized flavor over it. I don't think we've had it any other place.
No, I think with the amount of heat that is hitting it, like I say, the skin is crisping up a bit more. I was worried, like honestly, looking at it, I thought, oh, maybe they like dried that out a bit.
I don't know.
Then you bite into it, and it's actually still super tender. I love pork. I grew up in a half Jewish household, so pork was always like a forbidden fruit for me.
Really?
Forbidden meat, yeah. Making up for lost time, big time here.
You came to the right cuisine. All right, first I'm gonna try the sausage. Wow. Has that snap we like?
Yeah, I think when you're getting a sausage like that, and you're exposing it to more heat, the casing just goes so nice and snappy.
It seems like a distinction that I don't know why other places aren't making. That direct heat, in certain instances, especially for what we're having here, is really elevated in a way that I don't think we've had on this trip so far.
Yeah, I think being able to do both methods
Yep.
is really impressive. Because it's a very different skill set for both. I mean, you got Miss Tootsie, you got Kerry out the back. They've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. But they're taking those kind of like old school methods, which they've already perfected, and then also offering the new school stuff. Yeah.
Going in on the chicken, buddy.
First chicken that we've had, I think, on this trip. We've had some turkey, but I don't think we've had chicken before. Am I right?
I don't believe we have.
Might just go caveman on it. The skin. I love chicken skin so much.
Yeah, dude. Get a bite with skin. Don't go all skin. Like Hannibal Lecter over here.
I don't think I've ever had chicken like this before.
Well, why not? I mean, it's unbelievable. But
don't-
what haven't you had?
We just don't really smoke chicken in the UK.
Okay. Or like slow grill it or whatever.
Slow cook it, yeah. We roast chicken, sure,
Yeah.
but I've never really had a chicken that's been smoked like that, seasoned like that.
So you never had chicken with flavor.
I make a great roast chicken.
I wonder.
It's just very different to this.
Yeah. I should get some pointers up there.
All skin bite.
Okay. As watching this has been very unsettling.
Do you not like the chicken skin?
Oh, I think it's just fine. I just don't go all skin like a psychopath. Wasn't that you see? You're too young to remember in the 80s when fried chicken was really taking off. Then they started being like, "Oh, the skin's what's bad for you." Like everyone has high blood pressure and high cholesterol because of the fried chicken skin. So now everyone would get like a like Brown's chicken delivered, like peeling the skin off because it'd be healthier to take the skin off.
Peeling
So
my KFC
skin was
for health
bad.
reasons.
Yeah, for health reasons. Yeah, so ridiculous. That, on the other hand, is absolutely fantastic.
That's so
I don't know if we've had any other chicken on this trip, but it is definitely the best chicken that we've had.
Yeah.
Best bird we've had.
Best bird in Texas.
Oh, this has been absolutely fantastic, man. And what they're doing back there, the direct over the coals heat, you can see why this stands out. And a lot of people consider this to be the best barbecue in Texas and therefore the country.
Yeah, it is.
I
I can't get enough of this stuff.
Yeah. We're sitting in the temple, the dynasty of barbecue in Texas right now. We had quite the Austin barbecue tour, starting at Interstellar. Amazing food, amazing innovation, sides out of this world, but the meat, the classics, doing it unbelievably well.
Franklin's.
After that, I went to Franklin's, the classic Franklin's. The guys who brought back the Renaissance, at least in Austin. After that, Terry Black's.
Terry Black's.
Love a good family feud. Love a good family feud,
drama.
right?
Yeah. Nothing brings people together or tears people apart like barbecue. Barbecue, the cause of and
Yeah.
solution to all
The
of life's
better your
problems.
family is at barbecue, the more it either is close or further apart. It's a family drama multiplier.
It's like a horseshoe. You'll either get really close or really far apart.
Oh, also the food was really good.
And the food was great. Love that beef rib.
Fantastic. Oh my god.
Beef
that
rib every day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And here we are at Snooze.
Where it snows.
I mean,
I'm so glad we got to come here. Feel very privileged to have visited and tried the food. After 2 days of eating incredible Austin barbecue,
Yeah.
one question remains.
yeah.
Have you come around on my chicken shirt yet?
No, if anything,
okay,
my
fine.
hatred for it has grown. I don't want to see it again. I have a feeling you'll wear it at least once more. It is what it is.
Well, now I
yeah,
have to.
so one thing remains: this shirt ridiculous.
Beyond that, which to me was the main question, I guess we also have to decide which of these places we like the most.
Okay.
Which we might recommend to people visiting the Austin area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite, Joe?
I do. Every place is fantastic. Every place is absolutely amazing. I would wait in line for hours for any of this barbecue. Any of the places were great. For me, the one that edged all of them out just by like the thinnest of margins, but that's very important because it is a cuisine that's based on the details. I think my number one is going to be Interstellar.
Okay.
I thought they did the meat perfectly, traditionally, as far as like making a great biscuit, making a great rib. It was the inventiveness of the sides. They somehow over there are merging the classic, the traditional, which a lot of people have very strong opinions about, and I would say traditionally they got some of the best briskets, some of the best ribs I've ever had. And then also innovation-wise with the sides, they brought that in. It isn't a mix, it isn't weird, it isn't two things. They're blending the old and the new so seamlessly. I was excited about everything we had. I mean, if I lived here, I would be going there all the time just to see what they're doing. Other places did traditionally really well, but that was my favorite. How about you?
It's really hard. I did think Interstellar was fantastic. Coming into this morning, Interstellar was clear number one for me.
Yeah. But,
But I
since you're
think
the one,
as a tourist visiting Austin for the first time, wanting to try Texas barbecue, I think this is the one.
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's really fine margins because I feel like the brisket everywhere has been really good. No one's doing too much different stuff with the brisket.
Yeah.
Similar with the ribs. I think it's the other things that really set a place apart. And I think the snap of the sausage from that direct heat,
It's pretty killer.
that juicy direct heat pork.
That'll wake you up.
I've never had anything like this chicken before.
I will say, even though they did everything great here, like the pork, the chicken, and the sausage are also the reason to come here.
Yeah.
It's all the reason to come here. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Maybe it's just me and waiting in lines.
Yeah,
Just, I don't know.
you're gonna wait in line. I think if you're on vacation, you're gonna make a day of it. You're gonna make an event of it.
Yeah. It's very hot. We're sitting by these smokers, but we have more barbecue to eat, ready to go to the next city.
Yeah, I think I can do one more barbecue city
Oh, God.
before my heart caves in.
Ah, let's go. And for whoever's editing this video, if this will help, the song in the background is Return of the Mac.
Yeah.
Tags Hall of Fame, Return of the Mac, listen to the song, you know what I mean? And when you notice it, you can't not notice it. You like can't wait for the chorus. It's like, yes it is, all right baby, once again. You can't, it's never not funny. All right, video over.